and every one of you. Please make sure to hit that like button as it will greatly help push me through the analytics. As I want to get into tonight's technical analysis and also news that's going on with Ripple. So I'll timestamp this right now. Good evening, 7:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, September 15th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I thank everybody for tuning in. As right now we can see XRP is up 2.66%. We're up to 5024. We're just under the 51 cent level right now. We've already had one prior run up to the 51 cent area. ATK, welcome in. Jorge, good evening. O Johnson, good evening. I'm so glad you guys got the alert. That makes me happy. Trading with J-Ride, welcome in. Donald, CJ Pilot, welcome. Good to see you all in here. XRP here on the uptrending resistance. We came up to about 51 cents like we talked about yesterday. Now, is that enough? That's what we're going to follow. The BlackRock rumors we'll get into. We talked about it earlier. Is it true? It seems this evening that it might be a little bit of a FUD story. So we'll see. Sully, good evening. Mr. Extra Sour Cream Taco Supreme, we'll get into that again. Good evening, Terry. Mitchell, good evening. Steve, welcome in. You're welcome. Jorge, I agree. I don't think it is true. Let's do this indeed, Rockin' Painter. I have, so we talked about BlackRock earlier. We said, is it true? And we shared what was coming out. And I said, if any part of it's true, that is massive, game-changing, but we don't know. Well, now it appears we've got a little bit more, a story from you today now, about 2 hours ago, that kind of pushes more into this. And then I also want to talk about during today's live, the Ripple Liquidity Hub expanded to 2 new countries. And we'll talk about the latest progress because I think that's on the back burner a little bit because of the rumors. So we'll take a look at what's actually going on and the truth or non-validity behind it. Because we talked about it earlier and we asked, is it true? And I've been waiting all day to see what would play out. And now it's looking like we've got another spin on it. So we'll talk about that in just a second. So XRP at 51 cents here. Make sure you hit that like button if you're watching. It really is the only way to push us through the analytics. It's a trying time in crypto. We have a lot of people that don't want to tune in. But let's force YouTube to push me through the algorithm so that we can get anybody who is watching to add to our community. I think we have an ever-growing community because do not play the victim here. We play the winner. And I think the positivity is winning out in here and the negative ones are leaving. Steve, I appreciate that. Nick, good evening. I'm going to have to wait for a comment to see what you were saying. So anyhow, 51 cents. We'll see if that's enough. Let me put back on... I think what I want to add on right now is my indicator. I think I want to add back on the EMA lines, just so we can get a proper representation. Nick, did they change the chat on YouTube? They always change the stuff on YouTube. I'm sure they did. They change all the stuff on me daily, and it's annoying. So I wouldn't be surprised. So this is what we're talking about right now. Is 51 cents, is that enough? We know we have the death cross. Are we just retesting the 20-day, or do we have higher ambitions up to the 200-day? And if our higher ambitions are up, it would make sense because we are within this formation again, and that can get us up to about 534, which is just above the 200-day. So we'll see. On a thinly traded weekend, is our ambition to come up likely? So that's why we talked about yesterday. Your best opportunity to go short would be anywhere between 51 cents and all the way up likely. It could go all the way to 54 cents. We don't know their mindset right now. But as we've said before, this setup right here implies that we have a bull flag set up. So just remember that. This could be a distraction here as well. That's why it's very dangerous to go short, as I've stated. That's why you have to have a stop loss. And a lot of people will say, well, Tom, this is the perfect time based on the price. I mean, it depends how you look at it. I just think you stay away from that game because it's tricky. But if you insist, what happens if this does play out in a bull flag fashion? This is a fake out. The weekly golden cross, which is still intact, would overweigh at some point the daily death cross until the golden cross is invalidated. So what if this is a fake out? Now, I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but I'm saying that's what you need to consider. We had a hit here, came down to another low. Now, is that enough? Now, can we reverse out of here? That's what I'm asking everybody else. So that's the problem. That's what I talked about yesterday, Terry, about the short. If you're going, you have to play a stop loss, and you might have to go with smaller liquidation or smaller leverage instead of a 10 or 20x. You might have to go with 3, because the problem here is if we start playing this out farther, if we do come up to the 4-hour 200, that pushes us up in that 524 area. And now, do we have anything that could validate a move like that? We sure do. That's the swing. That's our pivot level, 524. It's been for quite some time. That's also where the 4-hour time frame, 200-day, where we were hanging out at for a while was. And we can't even hang out in that area anymore. In the daily, I should say, was the 200-day. In the daily, we were hanging out. So we hung around here for a while, and then we came through. Now, would it be uncommon for us to come reject there now? I don't think so. I think that's what their ultimate plan here is this weekend. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so everything I say, what do I know? I'm just trying to piece the puzzle together. Wow, do we really have 52 people here now all of a sudden? Last time I checked, there was 2. 29 likes, we've got to do better than that. That's not even half. Remember, I don't do any paid promotion sponsorships of advertising of any kind, so those likes are very valuable. I don't have a marketing budget because I don't do any of the aforementioned things. I want you to have a free viewing experience. I don't hide behind a paywall. This is not controlled by special interests. I'm not like BitBoy. There's no chance of my station being pulled out from under me. Like 90, probably a good 75 to 80% of YouTube has turned into, as you found out now. They're all bought and paid for, and they have replacements or whatever. That's a shame of what we're doing. So at least we have integrity here. We have positivity. I include you all. I show you my portfolio. I teach you how to do it. All I ask is for that like. And then if you want to go above and beyond, hit that share button, because it pushes you through the algorithm when you share the link to your social media. Now, if all of that seems like too hard of a task, this is a hard task for me to come on here every day, but I love doing it. See, dedication, it's all about dedication, consistency. Dedication breeds consistency, vice versa. So once you become in that mindset, the work ethic is easy. So once you get in the mindset of hitting the like button and sharing, that's something you're going to look forward to do. That's something you're doing to help me. Unless you really don't want to do that, then you could always send a YouTube super chat. By all means, it really does help more than you all know. And then join Tom's Army. If you want to join Tom's Army, pay it forward. About 1% of the audience is in Tom's Army, maybe a little bit more. So, maybe let's bump that up to 2%. I don't think that's much to ask, 2% to pay it forward. So, but yes, dignity, Steve. It is a lot about dignity. A lot of people don't have dignity. So I say at least when you come in here, we can at least have a conversation. So anyhow, let's continue on. So, are we going to come up here? Do we need to come up here to finish out this pattern? Because now that we're back in here, it seems to me like this bull flag is back on. We did not invalidate it. We didn't get the proper rejection at 49 cents. In fact, we even came back up above the short pattern. We were trying to come back up here now, 51-cent rejection, not 49. So now we've come up to the next layer. If we come back within here, it's all but certain this weekend. We're coming back up to at least 524 and then possibly 54 cents. That's just where we're at right now. If you're a fan of silver, make sure you watch the midday market report. I did it the second day today. It was about a 40-minute video today. We had more people in there than we do in here now, honestly. So it was pretty cool. So we covered all of that. So that's what I'm looking at with XRP. As XRP, does it have higher ambitions, or is 51 cents going to satisfy the need? And we won't know that until we start playing out here. We can clearly see in the monthly, that's a rising channel forming on XRP. If you just look at it on this monthly, that's a rising channel. Those are bearish at the top. We're getting towards the top here, folks. 54 cents should end any top side. I believe we're going to be topside liquidity here. Shit, I've got to watch it after this. Yep. Please do, because I went over for only about 5 minutes. I covered XRP, and for a good 30 minutes, actually about 10 minutes, because we talked about the BlackRock stuff at the end. But for the first 30 minutes, we went on the market, and I got stuck on gold and silver. So, why does silver show 0 on the dot clock? I don't know. I haven't looked at the dot clock. Actually, I haven't looked at it recently. I'm going to have to take a look. I don't know. So that's XRP. I don't think there's any other way to talk about XRP besides what we just did. The total market cap of XRP is the same way. It was really good. Love the new mid-morning update. Hey, I appreciate that, CJ2 Pilot. Yeah, I'm going to try to do it around 12:30, about 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that would be 9:30 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. So, yeah, I enjoyed it too. It's a good way for me to get back into my commodities and whatnot. You hear something? Yes, we've heard. I know gold, silver, and oil zero. That is fascinating. I'm gonna have to look more into that. Thank you, Steve. But with BlackRock, there was a rumor out earlier suggesting that they might switch over to XRP from Bitcoin. Well, this is the other part of it, because I did talk about the first side of it earlier today, like if there's speculation and what we were looking at there. So now the other thing is like, even though these articles are conflicting, what would make more sense for BlackRock? To go with Bitcoin, where we just see massive transfers of money, and the person or the transfer was charged over $500,000, and it took 10 minutes to get there. Had they have used XRP on that same huge transfer, it would have been pennies on the dollar. Not even. Fractions of a penny on the dollar. So, I mean, and it would take a split second to get there. So, it's conflicting, but like right now, I would say that's probably more not a burger and more false hope. I think we would have had a much bigger push today if there was anything to it. Just my personal opinion. No, BlackRock is not buying XRP, and this is the alternate version. So, however, closer inspection reveals the rumor lacks. So, let's start here. Recently, a rumor suggesting that BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager with over $9 trillion in assets under management, might be pivoting in its digital currency strategy from Bitcoin to XRP, caught fire on the X social media platform. However, closer inspection reveals the rumor lacks credible sourcing, and it's clear that excitement among the XRP community was unwarranted. In the anatomy of fake rumors, the origin of this buzz appears to be a tweet from a fake news account, Wall Street Bulls, that speculated on a shift in institutional confidence towards more sustainable and efficient digital assets. This was further amplified by a story on investing.com, which claimed BlackRock was reevaluating its stance on Bitcoin in favor of XRP without citing any sources. And we covered the investing.com story, and we said, is there any truth to this? And I was having a hard time validating whether or not there was truth, so we left it at that after reading it. And I said I would talk about it tonight, and now this is the conflicting story to it, which this seems more credible to me than the other story. The narrative was uncritically picked up by prominent accounts within the XRP community, adding fuel to the speculative fire. Hey, W, welcome in from Hal. Excellent. Excellent. It was really good. Love the new mid-morning. I appreciate that. You hear something? Yes. Johnny, welcome in. Clearly, crypto is not going away a small amount. No. Crypto's not going anywhere. Dan, it'll be here. It'll be here. Just 95% eventually will go away. Crypto Bob, I appreciate that. What about XRP ousting ODL? Well, that we will have to cover a different day, because if it's too good to be true, most likely it isn't. Yeah, Tanya Love, unfortunately, that's the case. But welcome in. I appreciate you tuning in as always. And I appreciate you sharing that with me, because we had to talk about it. So I'm glad you brought it to my attention so we could have an active discussion earlier. And now we're having a second part of the discussion now that we have more information coming through. MC Prosperity, welcome in as always. I'm getting a membership as soon as I start my new job. You're the man. Hey, Rockin' XRP Painter, I appreciate that, but there is no rush on that. I will be here regardless. Joshua, welcome in. T-Speaker indeed. Steve, prediction, BlackRock, JP Morgan will buy most of XRP. In the inland, we will ever get. Yeah. I mean, I could see they remember, the stories come out because they want you to see a spin on it. There's a reason these come out. If you think some of these accounts on YouTube or Twitter just get to those numbers by accident, that's why I say always look at the special interest, especially in a lot of the stations you ask me if I like. No, because they're exactly what I talked about. There's somebody speaking to you that might be a likable character, as Ben was back with BitBoy Crypto at the time. He was a likable persona. He was animated. So they used him to push the product. And now what did they do? Whether right or wrong, he made the product what it was because it was his image. They shouldn't have just kicked him out, in my opinion. Whether he had a coke problem, whether he cheated on his wife, I don't give a shit. You know, it was his station. So, yeah, he ended up being the voice of it. But at the end of the day, nobody was coming to watch these sleuths that are on there now. So they should have just ended the station. But what is it? It's a money grab. That's what I tried to explain to everybody. It's all about the mighty dollar. So why would they push you all of these low cap coins, the Ben coin and all these nonsense tokens? It's an easy way for the actual, remember what I said when he put that coin out? I said this is probably the end, the beginning of the end to him, and somehow this is a buyout. I didn't know that he was being controlled the way he was in that way. I knew he was controlled. I knew that there was a team, but I didn't have any idea that they were actually trying to pull the wool over all of our eyes to do that. And then they just blamed it on he was cheating on his wife or whatever. So, you know, that's one of those things. How stupid are we? And they know we're stupid, and they know we'll continue to pay, and all we have to do is put out an apology. I don't play that game, and that's why nobody watches. Not nobody, but that's why it takes time. That's just the point. You know, and I'm going to tell you the truth, but that's how it goes. I could come on here and lie to you and tell you to buy these low market cap coins and tell you we're going to get rich tomorrow. We have thousands of people in here. It's right now. During all these lives, because I just tell you we're going to get rich tomorrow. And everybody would keep coming back. Losing all their money and keep coming back. But what's the point? So let's get back into this. It's true that BlackRock has been making cautious strides into the cryptocurrency market, but there is no solid evidence to suggest it is shifting its focus from Bitcoin to XRP. The financial giant has indeed submitted an application for a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund ETF, although this has faced delays from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. That's the part of it that never made any sense to me. They've already filed for the Bitcoin ETF, so you're telling me they're jumping ship now? When all that money's going to come in through the ETF? It just doesn't make any sense. I could see JP Morgan, but BlackRock right now, they've got their hands so deep and so far up the government's ass right now that I don't think they'd pull back now. I think they're going to continue to manipulate through Bitcoin. And when you put the ETF in, now when you have quantitative easing, guess what? The government can now inflate the Bitcoin ETF because it's on the stock market. It's the same thing they do with their government bonds. Same thing, no different. Same thing they do with the US dollar. So I think it would behoove them to go to XRP, just my personal opinion. Except if you want it for reality. If you want it for real world use, then obviously, but not in this scenario. That's just my opinion. So that's why I read through this so you can all see that's my opinion. Larry Fink, BlackRock CEO, has also endorsed the crypto industry's potential to revolutionize finance, a far cry from his earlier skepticism. Yet all these moves indicate a broad interest in digital assets rather than a specific focus on any one cryptocurrency. Miss Vicky, welcome in, love. I greatly appreciate you tuning in as well as always. So that's what I think. I think that everything I've seen, as much as we want it to be real, I think this is a nothing burger, and I think this is fake. Well, I guess we can read this since we're talking about some of this stuff, and then I want to go in. Ripple Liquidity Hub expands to 2 new countries. So I want to talk about the progress. And then you guys can decide if you want to continue to talk, or if we want to, you know, I base it on my audience. So we'll see where this leads us after this. So let's see what is Bitcoin skyrocketing to 30,000. Glassnode co-founder thinks so. Oh, I appreciate that, Miss Vicky, greatly. Yeah, I love doing the midday market report. I know for some it's a weird time, especially where you're at on the other side of the world. No, yeah, they already have that's what I'm saying. This story is a nothing burger, but it's going to take attention away from the reality of what's actually happening behind the scenes. So now that Bitcoin has reclaimed its support level above 26,000, all eyes are on the potential for a significant breakout. See, I don't see this either. Like, all right, let's just go to the facts here. So, yeah, we broke over 26,000, but to have a significant breakout, we haven't done anything yet. In order for this to invalidate and actually point to that significant breakout to 30,000, first we need to get over 27,000, which I think will happen. I've made no bones about it that I think we'll come retest 27,700 likely, especially if we came up to a thinly traded weekend. So how about we get up here before we start talking about 30,000? At least let's get over the 200 in the daily. I mean, let's do our due diligence here. Let's make sure we get over 27,000 and hold it first before we start talking this nonsense. Because remember what I said, we needed a rally so that we could be topside liquidity. It needs topside liquidity, I think, to finish off this move to 38 cents for XRP. It just seems so perfect. Matt, you only see a black screen now. I don't think so. I don't know. You might have to restart it. I would say, I don't know though. Who knows? There might not. It might, you know. I think we're okay right now. 59 likes, 61 watts, and I greatly appreciate that ratio. Oh, Ethereum gate. Interesting. Yeah, Matt, it happens. So the U.S. Consumer Price Index data showed a 0.6% jump, which is now expected to impact Bitcoin price in the near future. So the road to 30K, I've already shown you the road to 30K. There's no reason to even talk about that, FUD. Ripple Liquidity Hub. So Ripple Liquidity Hub expands to 2 new countries. Here's latest progress. So in April this year, fintech giant Ripple launched its liquidity solution for enterprises to bridge the crypto fiat gap, the Ripple Liquidity Hub, which functions as a standalone solution or an extension of Ripple's cross-border payment solution, was launched after a successful pilot last year. So let's see. Managing liquidity means value is available at the right time, for the right cost, at the right place to meet customers' needs. With increased global availability, new features, and improved customer experience. Find out what's new with the Liquidity Hub. Yada, yada, yada. So in a new blog post, Ripple highlights the latest progress made by the Liquidity Hub innovation in the last 5 months since its inception. The Liquidity Hub continues to gain momentum as more customers turn to Ripple to source crypto on demand for a variety of business needs. Liquidity Hub helps businesses optimize crypto liquidity and access a vast network of global payout rails to streamline crypto transactions, treasury management, and other applications. Thus, as growth becomes more evident for the platform, Ripple says it will continue to add new features and functionality, combining the capabilities previously built in-house with the needs of its customers. So here's what's new, the Liquidity Hub. Ripple has announced that the Liquidity Hub is now available in new regions, Brazil and Australia, in addition to specific states in the United States. So despite what they tell you, it's in the United States, ladies and gentlemen. So as much as they tell you Ripple is on trial in the USA, is it? Is it? Or is it to keep you out of something good? Ripple LH News, USDC and USDT available in BR, Aussie, and US. New trading UI and SLAs. They ID liquidity, custody, payments, and compliance in context of becoming a one-stop crypto shop. They discuss on-off ramps in context of Ripple payments. Now I'm just going through what they're saying. Managing liquidity means value is available at the right time. We already read through this. So the company, it absolutely is to keep retail out. It absolutely is. And retail come pouring in when it's much too late. Oh, I know they know that we know that they know that I know that we know that they know what we know that they know that they know that we know. That's how deep it is. They know that we know what they know that they know that we know. What they know is actually what we know, and they don't think we know what they know, but we know what they know, but we do what they don't. That's what we're buying now. So the company also states that it will continue to add additional assets in a compliant manner to meet the demands of enterprise customers. Do you really think they would really worry about us? We are such a small percentage. Think about it, Miss Vicky. Would you rather have less than 1% of the world's population buying something that could actually alter the way we do payments as far as SWIFT goes, or would you rather have 75% of the population understanding that if they invest now at 35 cents or relative to their own cryptocurrency and their own into their own countries, do you think it would be less of a chance for institutions to take hold of those 100 billion tokens? Do you think so? Let me ask you this a better way. Is it in their best interest for us to hold these 100 billion tokens that are available, or for institutions? No, don't be sorry, Miss Vicky. That's actually a very nice question. Very good question. So what do you guys think? Doesn't it make a little more sense when you look at it from those terms? If they need the liquidity for big business from country to country and banking to handle Swift's load, why would they want us buying it? That's why I believe they created XLM. It absolutely will not be available for us later. I agree with that, CJ2 Pilot. How many decided to stick it out tonight? 58 of you. I appreciate that. I'm just trying to get through this. It's not going to be as long as live today. We did the midday market report, and I got stuff to do here tonight. So I came on a little early. I might come on later, though. I think I might have a third stream in me tonight. So new features have been added to streamline operations, including additional trading UI features and improved SLAs for crypto deposit processing. This is projected to significantly improve the customer experience for a wide range of consumer groups, including NFT marketplace, cryptocurrency ATMs, and brokers. Just popped in to hit the like button. Busy this weekend. Shake my head. Know what you hold. Indeed, Hamza. Yeah, so I get why it's busy. I'm busy as well this weekend. It's going to be a busy one. I start my coaching now Sunday as well. My first game. Pee-wee football. Always plus, I have that silver video to watch. Absolutely, ATK. That's a great one. Miss Vicky, exactly what you said is 100% on point. So, I just wanted everybody to be in line with this. Ripple currently has payout capabilities in 70 countries, representing more than 90% of the daily FX market. So consider that. There's a lot of stuff to consider today. Looks like we're going to rally going into the weekend as we expected. So no news. Nothing to see here. I think we're going to rally probably into the weekend. Unless we get a harsh rejection again at 51 cents. But we can't know, won't know, and we'll refuse to know until the next daily candle. So right now we've gotten the rejection. But remember, we're going to close the daily candle, even though we got a rejection, above a very key 49-cent level. So that's well above it. So it looks like we should have a little more composure, or a little bit more of support here on a thinly traded weekend to get us up there, at least with the algorithm. Hey, I appreciate that, CJ2 Pilot. Thank you, Tommy. You're the only one who cares about their audience. Treats us equal is not like a button. Hey, that's what I'm here for. I know no one engages you all like this. I know because I've been in other audiences, even if they're smaller than mine. I don't understand the reasoning why. I really don't. You are all what makes me who I am. I wouldn't be where I'm at without the 18,500 of you all. So I appreciate everybody. I gotta get a drink of water. I gotta go check on my son. I want to go do what I got to do here. I appreciate everybody tuning in. We know what we're looking at for XRP. We know we're just trying to validate this death cross, and we're coming up here now. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate the fact we're able to do a 28-minute live here, even though I was busy. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. We will keep our fingers crossed, Miss Terry. But we have a lot to get past before we get there. Remember, we've got big resistance up at 54 cents, so 55 is a stretch if we're going to get a rejection up here, because you're talking about a pretty big push up past the 200-day already at 525. So thank you, everybody. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I do, from the bottom of my heart. If you're looking for an exchange, just look in the video description below. MEXC and FEMX if you're looking to futures trade or spot trade. Lowest spot maker fee in the USA is on FEMX. All around MEXC. No spot fee, so take a look at that if you can get it. Other than that, stay blessed, everybody. If you want to show me further support, video description below. You can join Tom's Army. Send a YouTube super chat as always. Or there's other ways to do what you need to do. I appreciate you all. Stay blessed. And hopefully we'll get one more